It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and thanks for starting the day with That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. If you're finding me on the air for the first time, we're on 7 to 9 here, Monday through Friday on Tampa Bay's 1250 WHNZ. And also you can find the live video stream over at tampabayradio.com, thanks to my producer over there, Josh Vosda, who also chimes in a time or two with some color commentary and some updates on what's going on in the world of nerd talk and wrestling. And what it is today is Pokemon, right? Yeah, I keep seeing more and more about that, and we were talking about that just yesterday, but I think that game has officially gone viral. It's like every other post now I'm seeing is about Pokemon Go. So.
Yeah, or memes that are explaining people complaining about Pokemon.
Yeah, and I didn't read the article, but I saw even the Westboro Baptist Church has got into this whole discussion. The crazy group out of where they Arkansas or wherever they're out of.
Saved some little boy's life too.
No,
I caught it during Brandon Rhymes' show when we were recording yesterday,
yeah.
and I didn't get to see the full story. I was hoping you did.
No. So Rhymes was talking about it too.
Yeah, it was something on the news. Just real quick breaking news, and then
breaking news about Pokemon.
That wasn't the breaking news, obviously, but on the little bar underneath, though, it said Pokemon Go saved some boy's life.
Wow, that was incredible. So I'm going to have to check out.
I forgot all about to look that up.
I'm going to have to check out this game, but everybody out there seems to be talking about this, and I mentioned it for the first time yesterday.
I thought Dan said that you killed your phone battery playing it last night or something.
No, he was joking about that. No, I killed it from filming too many clips here in the studio here in the morning with the phone is what killed it.
For the TVBO.
Yeah. Well, we film on the phone too, little short video clips in addition to the live video
Chris
streams.
Kermitzos isn't really making a movie. He's actually playing Pokemon Go and traveling the country to get all the Pokestops.
Speaking of Chris Kermitzos and the Tampa Bay business owners, we have our big event coming up next Thursday, Christmas in July. So get your tickets. They are $29 and $19 for TBBO members, and it's at the T. Pepin Center from 5 to 8:30. A very fun business social. We expect 500 people in attendance, and this is again presented by the Tampa Bay Business Journal in conjunction with Mr. Margarita, where they bring the party to you, and in this case they're going to be bringing it to us next Thursday, July 21st from 5 to 8:30. Get your tickets, tbbo.org/CIJ. A good hour planned for you today. On the second part of today's hour, we'll be talking to Kristi Campbell, owner of Home Instead Senior Care. So she is a senior care person who helps people with in-living facility needs, and so she'll be talking with us today about Alzheimer's disease, and so some of the warning signs and things to look out for if you're a loved one or a caregiver. So we'll be talking with her at 7:30 today. But up first, I have Jeremy Rasmussen and Kirk Downey. They are with Abacode, and they are cybersecurity experts. So I welcome them to the show now. Jeremy and Kirk, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So, Jeremy, I will start with you. You all specialize in cybersecurity. So, is this just you go into businesses and you put the spyware and the adware programs on there and clean them up? Is it as simple as that, or is it much more involved?
Yeah, if you want to know a little bit more about Pokemon Go, I've got some friends who've been reverse engineering and hacking that thing over the last few weeks. So, yeah, I would stay off that for a little bit.
There you go. Now we're so Pokemon Go is going to lead to some security breaches then, huh?
It's over-authenticated at this point, so you might want to hold off. And also, there's some conspiracy theory that the NSA is using that to track you everywhere you go. So, but yeah, we are.
You people in your tinfoil hats.
We'll come in and we help these small to mid-sized businesses who really don't have much help in the way of IT security. Understand what the threats are and how to handle those.
I think a lot of people just think that they can put, a spyware or an antivirus program on their computer and they're good to go. But I mean, what's all involved with a proper cybersecurity from a business standpoint?
Right, a point security product, what we call an antivirus or a firewall. Those are great tools, but that's just a piece of the puzzle. You really need an overall framework of security. The one thing that we found out. My background, I'll give you a little bit of background on me, is in defense contracting and also in academia. I've been teaching at the University of South Florida for about 16 years, helped them develop some cyber curriculum in network security and cryptography. And from doing about 500 audits of different size businesses and government entities, from everything from single rack-mounted unit in the back of a Humvee all the way up to, say, a 300,000 user wide area network across all 50 states. I've seen a little bit of everything in between. The one thing that's lacking is monitoring and visibility into what's going on. You don't have anybody really watching what's coming in. And there's some new technology now that we utilize through our company that allows you to do security information event management, which means you're really watching every packet that comes in. You're watching everything that happens on the network. And there's people eyes on that, experts who are seeing if a hack is taking place and then stopping it in real time.
How broad is the attacks on business servers? Are there just bot programs out there that are just running 24/7, just trying to decipher and get information from even the small business owner out there?
You wouldn't believe how often you're getting attacked. I bet if you were privy to the firewall logs here, you'd see there's brute force password cracking attempts going on like as we speak. There's people throwing scripts and automated attacks against your network constantly. And if you're not aware of any of that and able to respond to it, then you're going to be really a sitting duck.
You seem pretty important. I'm trying to figure out what the hell Kirk does.
Kirk over there, he's a managing partner alongside here with Jeremy. But Kirk, go and fill in for us your role and tell us a little bit more just about the history of Abacode.
Well, Abacode's been around for about 3 years now. I came on spring of this year as a managing partner to grow our company into another industry. So the real estate industry is really my forte, and that real estate's going to encompass hospitality, multifamily. Multifamily is apartments and condos, and that's a very large group.
Yeah, I see that's one of your specialties is targeting multifamily housing and the cybersecurity needs within that industry. Elaborate on that. It's not really something I think of when I think of multifamily housing. I just think of property management and fixing the plumbing and everything, but cybersecurity is not something that comes to mind. Tell us about some of the needs within multifamily housing.
So multifamily is a very large industry. So you imagine any apartment community you've got a property management company who has some type of software that manages these units all over the country. So they are at the same risk everyone else is. So they're holding data for all of these residents. Same thing as if you were, at Target and you have clients coming in. It's all the same thing. So everyone's just trying to protect the data of those clients or residents, whichever one you want to call them. And so we're there to help them with that.
Now, Jeremy, what are the hackers trying to get? Are they targeting certain companies? Are they all just after credit card numbers? Are they just after personal information to hold it, sort of like ransom against the company? I mean, what are they going after?
Especially in the multifamily industry, there's a lot of rich data on a personal basis. You've got social security numbers, background checks, financials, and so that's candy for a hacker to be able to steal identities, get credit cards, and all that stuff. But there's something else we've been seeing by nation-state actors and others who are coming after technology. They figured out it's a lot easier to steal intellectual property than it is to create your own through research and development, which is very expensive. So coming in with an army or a cadre of hackers and just going after and rooting through all your files and taking everything you own is much easier, and they're constantly doing that. It's called advanced persistent threat.
And how big is the hacker community out there? And is it still just like in the movies where you got somebody sitting behind a computer just punching in password after password where they're trying to break a code, or there are just programs out there that are just running sort of like a virus out there that are kind of uncontrollable right now?
There's both. You'll have some hunters who will figure out, bug hunters who will look and find a flaw or security issue in a system, and then you'll have programmers who are really software engineers who will automate that and write scripts and programs that will take advantage of those flaws and do it on a large-scale basis.
So what is one of the biggest weakness you see in the typical small business owner who just, sets up the basic computer, has a server with some information on it, and they put an antivirus program on it, but where are they weak from a hacker's perspective?
Again, I think it's that visibility. They don't know what they don't know. And as soon as we have some sort of monitoring capability in place, then immediately they're saying, I'm getting hit by, say, ransomware. You might have heard of CryptoLocker. It's where attackers will come in, they'll encrypt all the files on your system, and you have to pay them through some virtual currency like Bitcoin to get your files back. And we can immediately see if that's happening through different triggers that we have, behaviors that we monitor on the system.
When people are affected by those crypto lockers and the pay, do they actually unlock have you been in situations where people have to negotiate with the hacker, and do they always perform too? There's this, you give me the money, are they going to perform? Are they honorable at least, with returning the information
there a way,
to you?
like where he could come in and kind of like, combat them instead of paying the ransom? I mean,
but once it's already locked, there's really nothing you can do ahead of time. Yeah.
unlockers I've seen out there. There's been some groups, Kaspersky Group and some others that have tried to do decryptors. But yeah, a lot of people. I guess there is honor among thieves, because I've heard that if you pay the ransom, you do get your files unlocked sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I think your better answer would be to have good backup data, and virtualization is a great thing. Virtualization means you don't actually have a physical bare metal machine running your software. You have a copy of it that's implemented in software. So if something happens, you can just blow away that copy and revert back to an older copy that wasn't infected. So that's a great new technology. It'll enabled us to deal with some of these problems.
Yeah, I've talked with my IT provider about virtualization. We've discussed that several times on the program before. So for the small business owner out there who's listening to this, what's step one? I mean, they've installed the antivirus on their computer, but what's the next step? What do they need to do?
For us, we advise we actually want to get that monitoring in place first. That gives you the visibility. If you don't have that, we can put in an entire program, and you really do need a program of governance where you're writing up a policy. This thing has to come from the top down. If there's no buy-in from executive management all the way down to the deployment, then it's not really going to happen. Number two is you really do need to do some kind of assessment and look where you are. What's your security posture? We'll look at all the vulnerabilities, and we'll give you ideas on remediating those and fixing those up. And then from there, there's things like training your staff not to click on that link, not to be so dumb.
You look directly at me, so like I'm the idiot in the room. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, that's hard to control, though. I know, but so this all ties back to security information and event management. That's what you're doing. You're really tracking all the things that go in and out of that server, and you know what to look for, and obviously just to protect the data. Correct.
That's right. And we opened up a new security operations center right at USF. We have a new office there that's at the USF Connect Research Park, and we're directly across the street from the engineering college. So we're doing collaborative research with USF, and we have some really smart people in that SOC that are looking at these things. They're trained, they're certified, and they're experienced at looking for these different types of attacks, as well as if we see something happening, these guys have a lab and they can reverse it and try to figure out what's going on and how to stop it.
Good information. Got to take a commercial break. Currently talking to Jeremy Rasmussen and Kirk Downey with Abacode Security, cybersecurity experts, and you can learn more about them over at abacode.com. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Attention medical professionals. Have you heard that Tampa Bay will become the first certified wellness district in the country? Thanks to Jeff Finnick's revitalization of Channelside, the Dr. Whisperer wants to streamline your efforts in preparation. So when you're ready to ignite your practice, use the Dr. Whisperer's public relations expertise to spread the word. Use the Dr. Whisperer to motivate your staff, and use the Dr. Whisperer to recruit and secure leaders within your practice. Call the Dr. Whisperer today at 727-420-2481 or visit thedrwhisperer.com, where they write your prescription for success.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today. What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today, or visit billmeyerham.com. That's billmeyerham.com. Have a conversation.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Heavy traffic on the eastbound side of the Courtney Campbell Causeway. The right lane is blocked as you approach Rocky Point Drive. Expect delays through this area. Also, we've got slow traffic on east and westbound Hillsborough Avenue. Crash into westbound lanes near Sawyer Road, blocking the right and center lanes. And, of course, slow traffic on the Veterans Expressway, southbound between Gun Highway and Waters. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of...
This report is brought to you by Unbound. There's a girl in El Salvador who dreams of becoming an engineer. There's an elder in Uganda who dreams of having a community to call his own. No two dreams are the same. Help one person achieve theirs at unbound.org.
Today, a mix of sun and clouds, then a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 93. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 79. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance, high 92.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Currently talking to Jeremy Rasmussen and Kirk Downey. They are with Abacode cybersecurity experts. And you can learn more at abacode.com. So, Jeremy, tell me a little bit more about the team behind Abacode.
Yeah, it's an exciting group. We're going to call it lightning in a bottle here because my background was in, as I mentioned, the defense contracting. I used to make crypto boxes for 3-letter acronym agencies and do things like that. And then hooked up with these guys, Rolando Torres, who's a managing partner who has 15 or 20 years with Anderson Consulting at Accenture doing large-scale IT management projects. We've got Mike Ferris, who's a serial entrepreneur who's really fantastic and knowledgeable about running a business, marketing, and sales. And then you hooked up with me, who is a technology guy, and Kirk, who's got the business acumen and the sales. It's really it's a dream team, and I'm so happy and excited to be with the team. In addition, we're able to tap into this talent through USF, our connections there, and through our network of expertise, where we're getting veterans that are coming out of the military who are trained in cybersecurity. We've got cutting-edge students. I started a team at the University of South Florida about 10 years ago that does organized cyber hacking events. So the biggest event every year is in DEF CON, and we actually have some alumni from USF that are running the entire Capture the Flag, kind of the world championship of hacking there. Mm-hmm. So we have a great network of experts that we can tap into and get that expertise. So we're really trying to stay on the cutting edge.
So with this ever-evolving industry of hackers out there and viruses and cryptoware and all that stuff, is there a central place where like the different virus companies and the NSA and all this stuff kind of get together and says, all right, here's the latest threat, or this is now happening, or is it kind of just all like, hey, this person's handling this and that person handles this issue? Is there a central place that's controlling all this evolving technology?
That's one of the big issues in the industry is how to share information, and that's something that we've been doing. There have been presidential cybersecurity initiatives that have tried to enhance that capability. There is something called the National Vulnerability Database. Believe it or not, if you Google on that, you can find that online, where you can find what they call CVEs, common vulnerabilities and exposures. That's a common name that they give to a particular piece of malware or a virus, so that an antivirus company and a firewall company and intrusion detection company can all be calling it the same thing. If they each find a bug or a piece of malware, we know we're comparing apples to apples.
And as these new operating systems come out, does the security get stronger? I mean, when we started basic Windows systems to what we're at Windows 10 today, and then the Mac systems, and I hear like the Mac is like a lot better system in terms of resisting viruses and things like that. But as technology advances, are we eventually going to get to a point to where we won't have to worry as much about these viruses and cryptoviruses and things?
I think so. I mean, as I know, Windows 10 has Windows Defender built into it. The Mac is pretty strong. It doesn't mean it's impervious. I think that the market for Windows is a lot bigger, and so attackers know that if they go after that market, they're going to get a lot more people.
So that's what I was saying. People just go after the Windows products more than they go after the Mac products. Because I've had people try to tell me before, a Mac can't get a virus. I've had this discussion with people before. It's not that they can't get them. It's just that the market for attackers is just a lot smaller. So.
That's right. There was a big Mac OS 10 backdoor vulnerability that was announced over the last couple of weeks. So we know that's not true. But you're right. Exactly. You get more bang for your buck if you go after more people that have deployed that operating system. So
now, for the small business owner who's not ready to step up for your security information and event management system, what software would you recommend? What antivirus programs? What should they be doing? Just with basic office products.
That's kind of a religious choice, a religious preference. I know there's a lot of good ones out there. I guess you would shop it around. As I said, I think that built into the operating system now with Windows Defender and malware bites and some of these other things, you can get a good effect at the endpoint. That's not going to give you, again, any visibility into what's going on at the enterprise level. So endpoint protection is one thing, but you really need to have a framework of security. As I say, it starts with having a good policy in place and understanding what you want to accomplish.
And you've never come across a system that your team could not break into with proper authorization, of course. So people can come to you when they've been locked up with a cryptoware or other ransomware or viruses. You all know what to do then, right?
It's not a brag. It's just a reality. We given enough time, patience, and understanding of a system, we can get into any system. Now,
you come from the defense contracting industry, and you probably, I didn't want to get into specifics, but you've probably seen some pretty tough things out there, and so you definitely know what to do. So I commend you for helping us small business owners when they try to steal our data.
I can only imagine the stuff he's come across fixing people's computers, too.
Things you come across and the things you might see sometimes as well.
The thing that scares me is when we do the forensic activity. That means basically the company failed to do what they needed to do, and so we come in and we're trying to clean up after the fact and figure out what happened. We recently did a website breach where we had a client that was hosting some data on this website and found out there was 50 other websites hosted on the same server, and all of them had been compromised as well. So then you have the issue of, we're helping this one client. What about all those other 50 clients that are at risk as well?
It's a tough world out there with hackers and keeping up with all the technology. So, Jeremy Rasmussen, Kirk Downey, thank you so much for being in studio today.
Pleasure.
Absolutely. And again, they are with cybersecurity experts. So if you have some needs with regard to protecting your data, which all business owners should have, they are a resource. Reach out to them at abacode.com. Again, abacode.com. Coming back for the break.
Commenting that Jeremy sort of looks like Steve from Jerry Springer.
We'll be back in a moment.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Also, a crash being cleared on westbound Hillsborough Avenue near Sawyer. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udrich. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Duke Energy. Duke Energy, investing in innovative energy solutions like solar and natural gas, all to deliver reliable power every day while reducing emissions. Learn more at duke-energy.com/power. That's duke-energy.com/power.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. Partly sunny skies, 50% chance of showers and some storms throughout the day. We'll see the high in the lower 90s, low once again in the upper 70s, nearing 80 degrees. Going to see that forecast really over the next couple of days. A little bit of a lower rain chance on Saturday to start the weekend, back up to 50% for Sunday. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 here on Tampa Bay's 1250 Wins WHNZ. And if you missed the show, all shows available on demand over at TampaBayRadio.com. And we also put the show up on a number of social media outlets, including SoundCloud.com. And the video goes up on youtube.com/Jamie Maloney. And we've got every show that we've ever done via video over there. Thanks to Josh and Tampa Bay Multimedia, who do a great job in studio each and every morning. What's that? Yeah, it's
mostly Tampa Bay Multimedia.
Yeah, so they do a good job with that. So if you'd help us grow the YouTube channel by subscribing to us, we would greatly appreciate that. And you'll also find the audio up on iTunes as a podcast. Time to bring in my next guest for the program. I have sponsor Kristi Campbell in studio today. She is an owner of Home Instead Senior Care, and you can learn more about her services, homeinstead.com/482. Kristi, welcome
Good morning.
to the program.
Hello there.
So we're going to talk a little bit about Alzheimer's disease, which is something that you come across as a caregiver for the senior community out there. And, you know, we're talking there before the segment began. As a kid, this is a little bit of a funny aside, I honestly believed Alzheimer's was called old timers disease until I was like 7 or 8 growing up in West Virginia.
You
I honestly,
too?
yeah, am I the only one?
Innocent mistake, man.
No, so you're saying this was actually,
we called it old timers because when you're an old timer, you just got put in a facility.
It makes sense
and
to me,
what we
yeah.
know now is probably back then was a dementia-related cognitive Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes
we just
syphilis.
called it old timers.
Yeah.
Say that again, Josh?
And sometimes syphilis.
So you would deal with senior care, and you come into their home and assist with assisted living. And so we have talked about a number of times on the program the different levels of senior care. So your business focuses on helping people at that first level where they're still able to, you know, go about their daily activities, but they need some type of in-home care, correct?
Correct. That is correct. We assist with independence. So we're that one-on-one, whatever they need for that one-on-one care.
And you've grown this company into a huge Tampa Bay-based business here. You have 100+ staff members or something, correct?
I have 110 caregivers that are employed by me, and I have 8 staff members, and that's just the Hillsborough County franchise, which is the one I own, the 2 that I own. We have neighboring franchises that are probably that size, if not bigger. So it's a pretty big conglomerate.
Okay, so as a caregiver, one of the things I'm sure you're trained to look out for, like you said, is Alzheimer's disease. So first off, how long have you been doing senior care?
I've been a franchise owner for 13 years.
13 years. And have you seen a change in the overall makeup of the senior community with regard to Alzheimer's disease, or is the onset of it seem to be about similar in the past 13 years?
No, it's changed. We are finding younger and younger Alzheimer's victims or clients. They are in their 50s now, and it's usually genetic at that point. It's inherent versus getting it as you're older just because of heart attacks will cause Alzheimer's. It's a vascular, they call it vascular dementia, or a stroke will cause dementia. But we're finding that younger people, and it's because it's down your bloodline. It is definitely genetic.
When they're that young, do they ever come out of it, like recover and improve in their quality of life?
Right now, there's no cure for Alzheimer's. There's no cure for the dementias. We right now are medicating behaviors and trying to manage behaviors and understanding the trigger, trying to understand what the client is trying to communicate to us, which is what I wanted to come to the table with today, giving the adult child, the family member, some type of cues so that they become less frustrated. Understand that dementia, all the dementias, there's 5 of them, all of them are more frustrating for the family member than, in my opinion, the patient, because the patient doesn't really know what's going on. When you have Alzheimer's, the patient's happy. They're like in their world. It's the adult child, it's the family member, it's the caregiver that wants to bash their head against the wall because they're not communicating and they're not getting through.
So what are some of the early signs that you as a caregiver or the adult children need to be looking out for Alzheimer's disease?
So some of the very beginning signs would be they have a memory disruption. They can't remember where they put their keys. It's the infamous, where'd you put your keys? Where did you put your car? They can't plan. They're unable to multitask. We had a 55-year-old gentleman who used to do heart catheterizations, and he couldn't do multiple steps. You could only give him, open this bottle.
Yeah.
Now drink from the bottle. Like, you couldn't say, here's your drink. You had to talk him step by step. So that challenge, some of the behaviors is wandering at night. Some of the behaviors are rummaging. They're always digging. They're always looking. They can't seem to find what they're looking for. Just some type of those early stages will kind of give you some clues.
She just accurately described me. So at least now I have.
Josh has early onset Alzheimer's over here.
Now I got a legit excuse, and I don't have to tell people, oh, I do drugs.
That might have just been an alternate lifestyle that is affecting you.
No.
Yeah.
I'm 38 now. I'm a little bit concerned about my own memory. It seems to be slipping a little bit.
Pokemon until your phone died last night.
Your phone died. Well, there's also stress-related forgetfulness, and that's what I'm chalking up all of ours.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping that mine is just stress-related. So you're taking care of
in cases of Diet Coke.
I could be the earliest onset of Alzheimer's in history here. So.
You and me both, buddy. We're both in that same ship.
So you're taking care of seniors in your through Home Instead Senior Care. At what point then do you recommend to the adult children that, hey, this person is, it's time to take them to the next level through an assisted living facility, which is the next step after the home care?
Well, that can be days or that could be years. That depends upon the family member and the client. With the dementia, specifically Alzheimer's, relocating them at times adds to the confusion because you took them out of their routine. The most important thing for a dementia patient or an Alzheimer's patient is routine, structure, familiarity, because they're not going to remember who exactly you might be, but they're going to know that you are a kind force in their life, a positive force in their life, my familiarity. If you relocate them to a facility too soon in the game or too late in the game, it could disrupt them. You're mainly wanting with a dementia or Alzheimer's patient, you're wanting to understand where they're coming from, try to dissect the triggers, trying to
Does a patient that's being affected by Alzheimer's, do they usually realize that, this is probably Alzheimer's disease and I need to go and get this treated? Or is it something that kind of progresses quickly and somebody has to sit them down and tell them that, whether it's a loved one, an adult child, or a doctor, that this looks like you're developing Alzheimer's? How does the diagnosis usually work with those that are affected?
When I sat through a seminar a year or so ago, and they indicated that by the time you present your symptoms, you probably have had Alzheimer's for 7 to 10 years, or some type of dementia for 7 to 10 years.
Wow.
By the time you actually present these problems, because you chalk it up to stress, you chalk it up to maybe alternate lifestyles, like Josh over here. So it's a very slow, progressive disease because it is affecting the brain.
Do scans reveal the deterioration early on?
They do.
But nobody's looking for that in those first few years.
Nobody's looking for that in the first 3 years. It's not until you really do something really horrendous that, let's go do a scan, and then they see the plaque build up in the brain, or they see the damage to the brain because of the heart attack or because of the stroke or even because of alcohol. We have alcohol-related dementia as well. Highly would recommend, if you have family history or if you have any type of a question, do an MRI, do a brain scan and see what all is going on up there.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with my grandmother. Like, we had no idea there was anything wrong until we showed up at her house and the refrigerator was in the middle of the living room.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, it's supposed to be there. We're like, no, it's not.
And I imagine as a in-home care provider that you've seen these types of situations before where behavior suddenly changes.
It's out of whack. And sometimes it's as easy as they have a UTI that presents a craziness or a new medication. If the doctor changes a medication on a senior citizen, that disrupts the chemical imbalance in the body, and a chemical imbalance.
Under the alternate lifestyles.
That is that alternate lifestyle. Yes, that chemical imbalance will cause disruption in behavior because they're out of whack. It's all a matter of understanding where they're trying to come from and what they're trying to say.
Now, you deal with patients affected by Alzheimer's in your business every single day. What do you see from the patients that are on treatment, the drugs and everything? Do you see improvement? Have you seen improvement over the last 13 years in the medications and the response to them?
Yes, we have. The earlier you can get on medication, the slower the progression. It's not going to stop it. Right now, there is no cure. It's just going to slow the progression and help manage the behaviors. That's mainly what we do. I try to take an Alzheimer's patient out of whatever's upsetting them, out of the triggers. I don't argue with them. I redirect them to whatever makes them happy. So if we have a client and they're focused on the death of their loved one, and that will get them into some major depression, I'm there to figure out, okay, that photo album from when you loved your kids, or from when you raised your cows, or when you lived on the farm, or when you were Miss America, let me pull out that photo album and let me get you thinking about a happy time in your life so I can get you unfocused off of the fact that your husband died 10 years ago, but you think it happened yesterday.
That's exactly what happened with my grandmother. My grandfather passed away, and like within a few months, she was in a home herself. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that the family members can do to maybe cope with it when it happens that sudden? I mean, because sometimes we're just not prepared.
Well, yeah, as family members, you're not going to be prepared because you didn't realize how much mom and dad sheltered each other. Dad kept mom on point. Dad's not there anymore. Holy cow, mom's support group just got pulled out from underneath her. And it's just understanding, and kind of as an adult child or as a family member, watching what's happening, having that one-on-one time with both of your loved ones, and then just asking questions, just observing their surroundings.
So instead of, sitting back saying, oh, look, a cute couple, maybe drag dad out to the bar, to the golf course a little more often. Is that what you mean? Or
maybe have some one-on-one time with dad, and then let one of the other siblings spend time with mom and see if mom can remember where the coffee maker is, what's in the refrigerator. Hey, mom, what are you planning for dinner? Just ask her memory questions, because they don't have the short-term memory. Hey, mom, how was lunch the other day with your girlfriend? I went to lunch with my girlfriend the other day. How was so-and-so? I haven't seen her in years. And you know she just saw her yesterday. Just asking questions.
Does Alzheimer's, as it develops, does it enhance the emotions of the person? Like they get easily irritated, more angry, more reactive to sad situations? Do you see that in Alzheimer's patients too?
Yes, because they're frustrated. They can't communicate what they're trying to, what they're thinking, what they know is happening. They can't get that out. They are unable to explain it because they're unable to analyze it. You and I can analyze, okay, I feel sad because I just found out someone's wife died or someone had a car accident or my dog died. Like I can analyze why I'm sad. They just know they're sad. They can't figure out why. And they know that they're not communicating. They can't figure out why.
But when they don't know something, like you're using the example of going to a lunch with a friend and the person replying, oh, I didn't know I went to lunch with my friend last week. Don't they say, you know what, it's my Alzheimer's. I don't remember that. Do they not ever reply like that? Or do they always reply like, I didn't do that?
It was like, what are you talking about?
It's like almost like childlike, right?
But don't they know that they're suffering from Alzheimer's and be like, listen, I can't remember. I've got Alzheimer's. They never reply like that, though.
Probably 80% of my clients don't want to admit they have Alzheimer's, and by the time they would have admitted, they don't understand what it is and they don't know that they have it.
It's like 80% of my friends that don't want to admit that they're alcoholics.
It goes back to the alternative lifestyle, Josh. Yes, totally.
That's where we're headed.
Let me take a break here. Currently talking to Kristi Campbell, owner of Home Instead Senior Care. Learn more about her, homeinstead.com/482. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Heavy traffic on the Courtney Campbell Causeway eastbound direction into Tampa. There was a minor accident on the bridge. That's now off to the side, and a medical incident off to the right-hand side near Bay Harbor Drive, but traffic is slow from about midway across the bay. Also heavy traffic on the Howard Franklin Bridge into Tampa, southbound 275. Typical delays between Fowler Avenue and Sly, and southbound 75, slow approaching I-4. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Urich. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Someone you know is suffering from Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. They're dealing with excruciating pain and days when they won't be able to get out of bed. Help someone you know and support the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America at ccfa.org.
Today, a mix of sun and clouds and a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 93. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 79. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance, high 92.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. In studio with Kristi Campbell, owner of Home Instead Senior Care. Learn more at homeinstead.com/482. So, Kristi, we're talking about Alzheimer's disease, and we're talking a little bit about the disease itself. But what can the adult children who are impacted do when they're presented with, their father or their mother that are impacted with Alzheimer's disease to maybe de-escalate a situation that's causing issues?
So the first thing is to figure out what the trigger was. Are they hungry? Do they have to go to the restroom? Are they in pain? Did you discombobulate their routine? Like, first figuring out what's happening. If you can't figure that out, then just redirect them. Get them to that happy place, like I said earlier. But as an adult child, breathe. Stay calm. Understand that's not your father who is a Einstein, wonderful scientific genius. That is a man that has dementia, Alzheimer's, and he's not the same person.
So you typically see some type of trigger that upsets their routine that then sends them into an episode of extreme emotion, and so that's usually one of the early signs.
It is, and you may see the trigger, you may not see the trigger. If they're remembering a sad event, you're not going to know that, so that's why you have to kind of remove what you already can figure out and then understand, okay, well, there's none of these 5 physical things, so let me just redirect, let me try to get them happy. But as the adult child or as the caregiver, if I stay calm, if I don't argue, if I just acknowledge, I had one lady that her father had Lewy bodies, and that's hallucinations and paranoia, and she's like, what's going on with my dad? And the medication they gave him made the signs more extreme versus fixing them. And so we just played with him. He thought that there was a kickball game going on in the backyard. So we ad-libbed an entire kickball game. There was nothing but a fence and some grass. But to him, the girl just made the kickoff, the guy blocked it, and we played in his world because I wasn't going to argue. I have to get in their world versus trying to get them in my world.
The strangest thing that I see or I find about Alzheimer's, what I kind of alluded to in that last segment, is like if they've been diagnosed with it and you ask them something they don't remember, I would be like, hey, I have Alzheimer's. I can't remember that. They don't know that they have Alzheimer's.
They
don't even know
it.
to even say that.
Correct.
It's one thing to say, I'm out of shape and I can't do that,
right.
Or I've got Alzheimer's and I can't remember that. But they can't analyze anymore.
They can't analyze it, so they don't understand that if I do this, then this is going to be what happens. This is the result of this choice. So it goes back to, as caregivers or as family members, we just have to understand and be empathetic and stay as calm and breathe and take a break. If you're a stressed out caregiver, you're working 24/7 as a family member. If you don't have a break, you don't have other siblings that can help you. If you don't have church friends, if you don't have neighbors, go to agencies such as myself, call Home Instead, hire us for a day so you can go shopping with your girlfriends, take your mental breaks as a caregiver. Or assisted living facilities will have what we call respite programs. So either use an agency such as myself and we'll come into the home environment. That way you're not disrupting their routine and their environment. We'll come to you for a week, a day, an hour, 2 hours, whatever you need just to have a mental break. Or if you're going away for long periods of time, put them in an assisted living facility and ask about a respite program where they will house your loved one for when you're on vacation or when you need your break so that you can take that trip with the family and enjoy your vacation through the, Utahns or whatever.
Is it a good idea to not have them in an ALF, though? I mean, not a lot of people are equipped to handle what goes on with Alzheimer's patients.
Also, there are some great facilities that are Alzheimer's or dementia-related facilities.
Specific to that?
Specific to that, yes. There are some phenomenal facilities here in Tampa. The main thing would be to make sure that how they're going to manage the behaviors. Ask the questions. Do you understand this type of dementia, or are you going to manage it by medication? Oftentimes, when you disrupt an Alzheimer's patient or a dementia patient, you have to manage the behaviors, and when it's a short visit, they may do it by medication. But on the other hand of it, if you want to go on vacation with your loved one or go on vacation with your family members, sometimes those are your options.
And what is the typical average progression of the disease? You're saying it's usually 7 or 8 years even before somebody is diagnosed. But once they're diagnosed to eventual passing of the patient, I mean, what's the time frame of Alzheimer's disease?
You could have it for 6 months. You could have it for another 5 years. It really depends upon the patient. That's the kicker with this disease. There's no one set path. You can have multiple paths, multiple things that affect it. Between Parkinson's, Lewy bodies, multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's, you've got those kind of different avenues. And then you have, if you add diabetes onto it, like we were talking with Josh and his grandmom, having diabetes on top of it, or everybody's a different patient. It's all going to be different.
The best thing we can probably do is just have fun with it, like you said, with the kickball game.
You really just have to have fun. And that's hard to say. It's not funny, Kristi. Well, yeah. You're going to make it as stressed out as you're going to do. So as the family member, as the caregiver, you have to realize you have to take care of yourself as much as you take care of your loved one.
Everybody uses different coping mechanisms
Correct.
Out there. So good information from Kristi Campbell. Kristi, thank you so much for being in studio.
Thank you very much.
And again, Kristi Campbell, owner of Home Instead Senior Care. She is your resource for at-home senior care, and she has a great staff, over 100 people employed. So definitely a resource. Reach out to her, 813-684-1972, 684-1972, or visit homeinstead.com/42. Coming back from the break, it's Working Women Wednesdays on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.